I'm Chris Ronayne, your Cuyahoga County executive. I was going to put these on, but I think I'm going to put my sunglasses on. Appropriate with our solar panels behind us and the sun bright here today in the city of Brooklyn. Today we are proud to announce a historic investment in climate pollution reduction. This effort clearly shows the value that our leaders in Washington, D.C. put on our environment, as well as our local team that values our participation in a cleaner climate. I'm thankful to the Biden-Harris administration for their investment in Cuyahoga County, and I'd be remiss if right out of the gates I didn't say I'm thankful to Congresswoman Shontel Brown. For cleaner, a healthier environment, and for your unwavering support for solar energy. It is great to be here today with Congresswoman Shontel Brown, with EPA Region 5 Chief of Staff Alfred Cesedo, with Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb, with Painesville City Manager Doug Lewis, and with the Cuyahoga Green Energy Administrator. I love that, Mike, because we just launched Mike Foley, our administrator. I want to give them a round of applause. I also want to thank my good friend, Mayor Matt Burke, who's here today. Thank you, Mayor, from the city of Garfield. We appreciate you. Today, we celebrate multiple cities and 2 counties. This is regionalism. This is regionalism between Cuyahoga County with Cuyahoga Green Energy and Lake County with the city of Painesville. This is regionalism with the city of Cleveland. This is regionalism with the city of Brooklyn, where we are today. And this is regionalism with the city of Garfield Heights. In all of the aforementioned communities, we will be doubling down on solar investment. We will be looking to a new future. We will be applying a new future. What's truly unique about this project with the city of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County, the cities of Brooklyn, Painesville, as well, are all of us, and Garfield Heights, are all positioned to implement utility scale solar projects. This transition to cleaner energy is vital to our region's sustainable development, environmental health, and economic development. By increasing our solar energy footprint, we enhance energy security and resilience. I'm glad that our EPA Region 5 Administrator and Chief of Staff, Alfred Cesedo, is here today. He just said to me he covers 6 Great Lakes states. I'm wearing that on my lapel, Chief of Staff. We love our Great Lakes. We are a region here with 82 counties that represent the shoreline of those 5 Great Lakes. So from your 6 states, thank you for showing what regionalism is about. I'm particularly thrilled that we're working with the county of Lake County. Cuyahoga County and Lake County working together on what everybody has said we should do, which is work together regionally to make regional solutions happen. It's fun to be here today from the city of Painesville, the city manager. I'd like to take a moment to also thank 2 members of our county team who were instrumental in bringing this funding home. Mike Foley, as I mentioned, the administrator of Cuyahoga Green Energy, and Valerie Katz, the county's interim director of sustainability. Thank you. Also want to acknowledge Janita McGowan, who is the county's first chief of climate and sustainability. Thank you, Janita. Tristan Rader, council member from Lakewood and possibly a state representative in the future. We appreciate your work on the solar side in your day job. Thank you, sir, for being here as well. I'd be remiss as I see him out there if I didn't mention John Mitterholzer and his partner. He's with the Gun Foundation, his partner Stephen Love at the Cleveland Foundation. The 2 instrumental in forwarding us and putting us where we are today. Thank you to our foundations for being here. And thank you, John. I want to say to all the team, we are also joined by groups you may not know the names of, but Power a Clean Future Ohio, PCFO, working with many mayors in this region and this state. Thank you. I think 50 strong. And the Citizens Utility Board of Ohio, who has representatives here today. Thank you for what you do. I see you out there. It takes citizens. I want to thank former Councilman Tony Brancatelli for being here today. He pushed and pushed and pushed to get some of these landfills capped with a future for new energy sources. So Tony, wherever you're out there, I saw you in your Cleveland State hat today. Thank you. And I see Marty Keene, also formerly of City Council, now our Director of Public Utilities. This is a team. This is Team Greater CLE. This is Team Lake County. This is Team Cuyahoga County. This is Team Cleveland. This is Team Garfield Heights. And this is Team Brooklyn. But it also takes a team member like our Congresswoman and also our President and also our Vice President. We could not do this without the legislative work of the Biden-Harris administration with two particularly important bills that I'm sure Congresswoman Brown will talk more about with the IRA and also the IIJ. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce a tireless worker who keeps bringing home the checks to Cuyahoga County and beyond. And these two projects, I want to just say before I bring her to the stage, will have heavy impact. It's just not something we put together in the bank and wait and see what happens. We have plans already to collaborate through Cuyahoga Green Energy with Cleveland Public Power to deploy renewable energy through 5 brownfield and landfill solar sites that I mentioned. 2 of these projects will provide clean electricity to 2 critical city and county facilities, Cleveland Hopkins International Airport and the future Cuyahoga County Services Complex in Garfield Heights. 3 of these projects will directly supply customers of Cleveland Public Power and Cuyahoga Green Energy with solar power. And Mayor Bibb, your new commissioner of public power, have been wonderful to us. Mike will talk later about the details and our coordination. And again, to our partner in Lake County, Doug Lewis in Painesville, we look forward to working with you. We will power enough power to actually transition, as we've been trying to do, into a cleaner economy with a coal-fired plant that's been a peaker that's been going up with coal smoke in the days of when we need it on hot energy days. But we now will see solar energy infused through your community, replacing, and beyond that, a park and a trail that you've been working with many of our partners on to get this done. So I want to say thank you to all of you, and that part is West Creek Conservancy. We're also working with Manufacturing Works to create job opportunities in this process, to make sure that as these are installed on landfills, on schools, on school rooftops, as these are installed throughout our county, that workers are making them that are local to the Northeast Ohio region, installing, building, and maintaining. So it's a job generator as well here in Cuyahoga County and Lynn Lake. Without further ado, the indomitable Congresswoman from the 11th District, and she is wearing the green today to celebrate green energy. This is Chantel Brown. Thank you, Congresswoman.
Wow, what an amazing day. Thank you, County Executive Romaine, and thank you all for joining us today. Good morning. It's so exciting to be here with EPA Region 5 Chief of Staff, Alfred Saucedo, along with my good brother, Mayor Bibb, Painesville City Manager Doug Lewis, and my former colleague, Mike Foley from the Cuyahoga County Green Energy. It's good to see you again. I am so proud to announce this massive federal grant for Northeast Ohio, $129 million, you all. And I'll be brief, but this is a real occasion to celebrate because this grant is about cleaner air, cleaner water, and 200 new jobs. This grant is going to get coal emissions out of the air and turn brownfield sites into clean energy engines. This grant is going to help expand this solar array behind us and help us build others across the county. $129 million. Now that's some real money, y'all. It's an investment in our community from the Biden-Harris administration. It's an investment that happened because the White House and Democrats in Congress understand that it's not enough to just talk about climate goals. You have to also put money behind them. You have to partner with your local government, and you have to empower communities. That's why we passed the Inflation Reduction Act, which made this grant possible. We passed the Inflation Reduction Act because it was time to stop talking and to start doing. And of course, that's why I voted for it. And there were so many other benefits in the IRA, including capping insulin costs for 70,000 seniors in Ohio. You can applaud for that. That's something that Mayor Bibb and I celebrated at the Broadway Pharmacy last year. The Inflation Reduction Act created a fund and the grant that we are announcing today. And this is going to benefit our region, not just this year, next year, but for decades to come. Because air pollution isn't just bad for the planet, it's bad for people, and it's bad for public health. The Inflation Reduction Act is going to give us the resources we need to turn things around. So it is my honor and my privilege to congratulate Cuyahoga County and this coalition before us for winning this award. This, y'all, was a very highly competitive grant, which means this is one of the most impactful projects in the country. This is a huge win for Northeast Ohio. Cleaner air, cleaner water, and clean energy jobs. This is exactly the type of progress that we need. So, with that, I want to introduce the EPA Region 5 Chief of Staff, Alfred Saucedo, to talk more about this grant. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman, and good morning, everyone. My name is Alfred Saucedo. I'm the EPA staff, and I am thrilled to join you here today who will together receive nearly $130 million to reduce greenhouse gases and other harmful air pollution for the health and well-being of all Ohioans. Thank you to Cuyahoga County Executive Chris Ronayne, Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb, and Painesville City Manager Doug Lewis for standing with this administration to combat climate change. The Climate Pollution Reduction Grant Program provides $4.3 billion, that's billion with the B, $4.3 billion for projects around the country that will implement community-driven solutions to the climate crisis and help accelerate America's clean energy transition. This program was created under President Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, which is the largest climate investment in history. Cuyahoga County's project will fund the deployment of 63 megawatts of solar energy generation and reforestation on 5 brownfield and former landfill sites. So this is genuinely transformative. It's a critical investment in the Midwest shift from coal-fired energy to green power, while also using nature-based solutions to address the climate crisis. This is really important work. I know a lot of work went into the application, and it's going to have an enormous impact. To close, I want to offer my hearty congratulations to Cuyahoga County's leadership on this major announcement. The competition for these grants, as Congressman Brown said, is very, very steep. EPA received 300 applications from around the country, totaling nearly $33 billion in requests. EPA faced a lot of difficult choices in our final selections, but this was one project that really rose to the top. So we look forward to working with the county and with the cities as the project develops. We can't wait to see the results. Thank you very much. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb.
Appreciate it so much. Good morning, everybody. It is a great day in Northeast Ohio, and I'm so excited to see this check of roughly $130 million in our region. And it's also great to see the sign from our president, President Joe Biden, talking about investing in America. The fact that the Biden-Harris administration has dedicated their full-hearted support to this region shows that Northeast Ohio is going to lead the way to a better, greener economy for all of our residents. Let's give our president and this administration a big round of applause that we can. I also want to thank Congresswoman Chantel Brown. She has been fighting very hard in Washington, D.C. for the city of Cleveland and for Cuyahoga County to get more than our fair share of resources. So thank you once again, Congresswoman, for your fearless support and for your advocacy. Look, this investment is pretty simple for me. This investment will allow us right here in Cleveland to turn brown fields into bright fields. It's going to give us the ability to put our assets to work. It's going to allow us to work with Cleveland Public Power, a $20 million infusion to install solar panels all across our city. And while that sounds really great from a policy standpoint, what I'm more excited about is the fact that as the mayor of a city that's one of the most energy burdened cities in America, working class folks from the east side to the west side will have more money in their pocket to save for a down payment for a new home, more money in their pocket to start that small business, more money in a pocket to maybe buy that new electric vehicle as well. And the fact that this is going to benefit our residents is a huge testament to the importance of advancing our green energy economy. So I'm excited to get to work. I know my team at City Hall is excited to get to work on this important grant and this important investment, and I look forward to the critical work ahead. Now I'll bring my colleague from Painesville, Doug Lewis, to the stage. Doug.
Thank you, Mayor Bibb. Good morning. Thanks to the partnership with Cuyahoga County and the City of Cleveland, the City of Painesville will receive roughly $80 million of the grant to transition from our coal-burning public power plant, which has been operating since 1888 and currently used for peaking power, to a 140-acre solar field, which will generate 35 megawatts of clean energy with 10 megawatts of battery backup. This is a once-in-a-lifetime project for the City of Painesville, and I think for both Cleveland and Cuyahoga County, which will allow us to reduce emissions and provide a lower cost of power to our customers. As the project progresses, grant funding is available to train our electric system employees on how to maintain and repair the new solar panels and distribution system. Other benefits of the project is that we will be partnering with West Creek Conservancy to turn the former Diamond Shamrock brownfield site into a truly green space that will support native wildlife along the Grand River, like butterflies, bees, and migratory birds. Eventually, though not part of the grant, we will work with West Creek to provide a pedestrian pathway that connects to the Lake Metro Park trail system along Lake Erie. On behalf of my staff and the Painesville City Council, which Jim Fodor, our council president, is here, I want to thank the coalition who prepared this grant for submittal. The Cleveland Foundation, the Gunn Foundation, West Creek Conservancy, Power Clean Future Ohio, the CUB of Ohio, and our federal representatives, Senator Sherrod Brown and David Joyce, for their support, and obviously Chantel Brown as well. I also want to recognize Lake County Commissioner John Hamercheck and NOACA, who saw our vision and connected us with the Cleveland and Gunn Foundations to move the project forward. I think we also need to thank the EPA for recognizing our project. Without that, we wouldn't be sitting here. This is truly a remarkable investment in our municipal electric system that will benefit not only our customers, but the larger community for generations to come. And with that, I will hand it over to Mike Foley from Cuyahoga County Green Energy.
Thanks, Doug. So it's funny, last Thursday, we got this email and it said, hey, Cuyahoga County, you just won $129 million. And I got to tell you, I've never got an email like that before in my life. And I was shocked, and I tracked down Valerie, and she was in a meeting, and I printed off the copy of the email, and I printed it, gave it to her. And she was shocked, and her mouth was open, and she was almost crying over this thing. This is a huge thing, and there's been a lot of people working on this, right? This is a hard grant to win. And as the administrator said, or EPA said, there's like over 300 applications for this grant, and only 25 of them won. So we really did have a really solid team, including Valerie, Alyssa Johnson from PCFO, Scott Hubey, Dan Gray, Elena Statue. There was this great group who'd meet every morning and just start talking about, all right, what do we need to do today to work on this grant? What do we need today to work on this grant? We'd have 15-minute meetings that would every day last an hour and a half almost. It was kind of funny, but it really is a smart group of people who who cared about this stuff and really thought this was a cool project. And obviously EPA thought it was a cool project. And I just want to say, we've got this great backdrop, right? This is, 35,520 solar panels on a project that, this Brooklyn landfill project that we worked with Mike Wise and CEP a couple years ago, McDonald Hopkins and the City of Brooklyn and IGS Solar to put this together. But that was a ton of brain damage, just a ton of work. And it was hard to do, and it's why there's very few of these kind of landfill sites in the Midwest, right? And Ohio EPA helped us out with that as well. But this investment from the federal government, from the US EPA, really starts making this projects like this more affordable, more workable, more easy to do, and that's really what's important, because look, climate change is happening. In Northeast Ohio, we're going to see a warmer, wetter, wilder weather in this region, and we have to do our part to address climate change, and putting as many solar panels on the ground on landfills like this on rooftops is really, really, really important. So the fact that we've got 3 municipal utilities that are willing to step up, I think, to do this work is something that's really important, because we're in a region, frankly, where the utility system hasn't been so helpful to this stuff. And so we've got 3 municipal utilities that are kind of stepping up and really taking some leadership, which I think is really important. So again, EPA Administrator, Chief of Staff, Region 5, I really appreciate the investment, and I think everyone does here. And we're ready to move and work with City of Cleveland, Cleveland Public Power, and Painesville to get this stuff rolling. So Chris, I think you're back up.
Thank you, Mike Foley. And again, to your colleague, Valerie Katz, thank you. Reminds me of all those that came together to put this grant together. Mike referenced them, but let's give our grant writers a round of applause, all those who came together and put this together. And again, we could not have done it without our Biden-Harris team to help us get there with the legislation that persons like Chantel Brown have put together. You made it happen. You made it possible with your colleagues, and we're grateful. Again, Congresswoman, thank you for bringing the big check today, and the entire Northeast Ohio delegation that supported it. To EPA Region 5 Chief of Staff, Alfred Cesedo, thanks for visiting us in Cleveland area today. To Mayor Justin Bibb from the City of Cleveland, Doug Lewis, Painesville City Manager, and again, Mike Foley, our Cuyahoga County Green Energy. And thank you for the council members that are out here today. And I want to say those on the other side of the cameras, you guys are the ones doing the work. Mike referenced it. You put your heads together and you found a way to get us there. And we are grateful to the staff teams in Washington, in Columbus, and in Northeast Ohio. Our message to the rest of the country and the rest of our state is Northeast Ohio will be leading a clean energy transition. You see it behind us today. You're going to see it on multiple fields in multiple communities. This is 2 counties working together in 4 communities with 3 municipal utility companies on regional strategy to create a cleaner climate, and we're going to keep going. So let's find that next grant. We won't stop until we see it all, and today's a pretty big day, though, Congresswoman, $130 million. And I have to say, we have one other program, Solar for Schools, that also this week received another $1 million from Washington's support. So here we go, Northeast Ohio. Here we go to a clean energy future. Thank you for all of you. To our members of the media who are here today, we're going to take questions offline with you. But thank you all. This is an entire team that made this happen. You wrote the grant, you gave the grant, and we're going to implement it. Thank you, Chief of Staff. Thanks for being with us today at EPA, and Congresswoman, and all the mayors and municipal managers that are here. Thank you again, and come on and ask a few questions, but we appreciate you. Cuyahoga Green Energy and the region. Thanks.